Can anyone hear me? Okay. Hi everyone. Welcome to day 3 of the. I'm waiting for the recording to start. Oh, the recording has started already. Hi everyone. Welcome to week 3 of the Dash and Tell Bootcamp. My name is Ezeliora Godsfavour, and I'm going to be your tutor and facilitator for this program. So last week we were asked to recreate this dashboard. But before we start, I want like 2 to 3 people to talk about what their experience was like recreating the dashboard. What did you learn? Or you can just talk about your experience in general. 2 to 3 people. I just need 2 to 3 people to unmute and just tell us what your experience was like with building this dashboard. Can you guys see my screen? Can you guys hear me? Okay, sorry. Okay, you can hear me and you can see my screen. Okay, Peculiar, please unmute. Sorry, I'm just seeing your hand.
Okay. Hi, Godsfavour. Hi, everyone. Good evening. And
Good evening.
whatever time zone you are, good morning, good afternoon. Okay, so when I was trying to recreate or when I was recreating the dashboard, there were
Yeah,
two things I actually learned.
okay.
First was because initially I was having issues trying to work around the color codes that you send. Like even after
Yeah,
watching the videos, I could not. But I actually found out that I could maybe, despite the fact that it may be difficult and more time consuming, but I could individually highlight the bars and change the colors. So like that was something I didn't know I could do before. Yes, and another thing I also learned was the fact that I actually got to appreciate, or I think that's the right word, I actually got to appreciate Excel more because in my mind, when you talk about data visualization and you talk about maybe creating a dashboard, the only thing that comes to my mind is Power BI and Tableau. But seeing how that even I could physically do this thing made me appreciate Excel more than the addition, subtraction, and multiplication we use it to do. Then the challenges I faced. Number one, I could not, well, like when you're working around the trying to create the KPI, like I tried all both the method you gave, the one the other lady pointed out, it was not working. So if you try to, I could not link my KPI to my slicer. So if you are
license.
checking my yes, if you're checking my own work, once you are trying to change the maybe check different when we have states, we are trying to check the state, you will notice that it's not changing because I could not link it. Like I tried, I even had to watch the video on YouTube, but it was not working. So that was the challenge I had. But I was like, okay, let me just put it together and submit. I think that was my basic challenge. Then the second challenge was that at some point, look at it, maybe after arranging my dashboard, everything is scattered. So I
Wait, let me
don't
get
know, is there
you mean. So I
did you
think
get
one of the issues, like everybody that was reaching out, one of the issue they were reaching out for was so when you upload you are done with your task, you upload it to Drive and you try to open it. You notice that once you try to open it, it opens up on Google Sheets. Now, Google Sheets does not have all the functionalities that Excel has, so it's going to look scattered. For example, Google Sheet doesn't have slicers. So when you try to open, for example, if I want to view your project now, I'll have to download it and open it up on my Excel so that I'll see it the same way it is, like the way it is on from your end. Do you understand? So,
yes, yes, I understand now.
okay, maybe we'll go
I
through.
understand.
I'll have like a meeting with every other person that was having KPI issues so we can work on it together. But then I'll be reviewing your task and giving feedback. So just make sure you give me commenter access on your drive. I did like a very small video that I uploaded on the drive to show you how to give commenter access, how to screenshot, and how to submit your task. So thank you so much. Who was that again? Sorry, I didn't know.
Yeah, please, can I ask a question?
Yes, you can, Peculiar.
Okay, so my question is, since Google Sheet has limitations, does it mean
Yeah.
we can't necessarily create a dashboard on Google Sheet?
It's not going to be as interactive as Excel. So that's why most companies or people that use people prefer Excel to Google Sheets. Google Sheet is just perfect for collaboration. You can easily send somebody the link and you guys work on, very sharp something. But dashboard creation, Excel is preferred.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome, Bikilia. So any other person that wants to share their experience, just one more person and then we start. Who is this person? Okay. Any other person, raise your hand so we can unmute. You want to share your experience. What was your experience like? Was it easy for you? Was the timeline too short? Were you able to, let's see, hold on. Let me see people that are raising their hands. Oh, okay. You can use the chat box so if you are shy and you do not want to speak. Any other person? Any other person? Hold on, let me check the chat box. Okay. Okay, I think that is all. Um, let's look at what we have for today. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Hold on. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen full screen. So welcome to today's class. Today's class is going to be focused on documentation. We've created our first project, so it is time to document. But before we go into what we have for today, let's look at what we have done so far. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Who is that?
Yeah.
Oh, Praise said it was quite easy for me. I did one for review before the one I submitted. That's nice. Well done, Praise. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Please unmute your mic. Cynthia, let me unmute. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So first of all, we started with our introduction class where we went through our housekeeping rules, which is join early, don't mute unless you are asked to, and make sure you download the necessary resources, ask questions, engage respectfully, and this session is being recorded for promotional and educational purposes. Hold on, this stuff is blocking my video. By joining this call, you consent to being visible in the recording. So we went through our table of content. We spoke about the program, what data analytics is, what it involves, how companies and different industries use data analytics, what is problem solving as a data analyst, why problem solving is important, the steps to operating projects with a problem solving mindset. We spoke about different projects and why this project matters, the different sources for data sets, pre-analysis board, and in week 2, we went into dashboard creation. But before we went into our hands-on section, we spoke about the different types of charts, pivot tables, dashboards, the rule of dashboard creation. Now, this brings us to this week, documentation. Now, these are some of the submissions we received on Twitter. And I'm going to be reviewing them after this class. So just make sure you give me commenter access. If you don't know how to do that, there's a video on how you can do that. You could also ask questions on the WhatsApp group. So I am going to explain how you can do that. I'm going to be reviewing your project, giving you feedback, and making corrections too. Yeah. So this brings us to what we have for today, which is documentation. Now you've created your project. You want to document it. What is documentation? Documentation is the process of you explaining your work clearly. So you are explaining why you did it, what you found out, what are your insights, what are you recommending? Okay, because that's what makes you a data analyst. You need to explain you're not just building dashboard because you know how to build dashboard. At the end of your project, you want to be able to explain why, what you found out, and all of that. Now, why is this documentation important? For example, why should you document your project? Why don't I just create the dashboard and just post it on my social media post? You want to document because it shows people your thought process. People are not just seeing your results, they are not just seeing your dashboard, but they are seeing how you got there. Now, in the next 2 to 3 years, you might have, let's say you are now building projects with Power BI, Tableau, and let's say someone comes across your project that you built with Excel. And because you just posted your dashboard and they ask you, oh, how did you get this? You might have forgotten, you must have forgotten. But if you have documented it, it will help you. It's easier for you to just come back to it and go through it for you to remember what you did, how you did that particular project. So it's easy for you to revisit, it's easy for you to update, and it's also great for job applications. So recruiters want to ask you, oh, what have you done so far? And you have your documentation to show for it. It helps you reflect. It forces you to think, oh, why did I choose this method? Why did I choose this chart? What did I learn from this project? It also makes collaboration easier. Now, you share your project on Medium, you share your project on GitHub, and somebody comes across it and they're like, oh, I would really love to collaborate with you. Since you built something, this is something I'm also trying to work on. Can we work together? So these are the reasons why documentation is very important. And what are the different platforms for documentation? We have GitHub, we have Data Science Portfolio, and we have Medium. We also have Notion, but we're going to be focusing on these 3 platforms for this bootcamp. So before we do this, I would like to share a template for documentation. Hold on, let me drop this thing here. Please, if you have any questions, make sure you put it on the chat box. I'll be coming back to it very soon. I'm going to zoom into this so it's a little bit clearer. Okay. Can you guys see this? Can you guys see the template I'm sharing? If you can, please. Okay, yes. Thank you, Maurice. So this is more like a template, just is a guide for documenting your project. You might not need to write on so many things here. It's just a guide. So the first thing we have is our outline. We have our introduction, the story of the data. What is the story your data is telling, right? How did you process the data? Your pre-analysis, your in-analysis, your post-analysis and insights. So these are like a list of everything I'll be covering now. So the first thing we have is your introduction. You want to introduce your readers to your goals. What are your objectives for working on this project? You did not just pick a random data set and decide to work on it, okay? Now, this introduction part is used setting the stage for a detailed analysis. What was your objective? What was your problem statement? Now, the data sets you used, right? And the method you employed. So you can say you use Excel, you can use Tableau, you use Power BI, you use SQL. So this is where you give your readers, context. Now, what the next section is story of data. Now, this section, you are providing a detailed description of the data you're analyzing. Where did the data come from? In our case, the data came from Kaggle. How did you clean this data? How did you organize this data? Now, the next thing we have is you want to highlight your key data variables, okay? And you want to explain their relevance to the analysis. I'm going to be showing you a project that I documented and where all these things comes into play. Now, this is where you also state the problems you have with this data. Were they missing values? Were they sample bias? Were they inconsistent, inconsistent data and all of that? Now, this is where you are processing the data, you are cleaning it. How did you handle missing values? Okay. How did you handle duplicate values? Now, this part, normalization, is mostly with Power BI and the rest. But yeah. Now, how did you identify the industry which this data belongs to? Does this data belong to retail, healthcare, or finance? Right? And how is this your analysis relevant to the industry? Now, who are the key stakeholders? Some of all these things, we already put it in our pre-analysis board. You want to say who the key stakeholders or who are the teams that will benefit from this your findings, this your analysis. Do we have we can say marketing head, we can say the administration of the, I'm going to show you something like that. So just hold on. Then we have the value. So what is the significance of this your analysis? How can this insight help decision makers make profits? How can it help them to optimize their operation? We have the pre-analysis board. We've spoken about this last week. We also created one for this project we worked on. Now, in this place, you want to highlight the trends, the pattern you observed while cleaning the data. Then we have our in-analysis, where you are discussing patterns, correlations you discovered, but you've not yet verified it. Now, you want to also explain the tools you used in this analysis. In our case, we use pivot table. Then your
Michael, please, can you mute yourself?
And speed is that important. But it should not be long, long, to be so long. Not that long. It should be just you try your money on time seven.
Everyone, please let's give the speaker some minutes. She will join us again for with the network. So please let's be patient. She's gonna join us very soon.
Hi everyone. I'm so sorry about my network. Can you guys hear me? Network locked me out. Hi everyone. Can anyone hear me? Okay. Thank you so much. So I'm going to be sharing my screen again. Thank you. Hmm. Okay, share. Can you guys see my screen now? Okay, okay. Thank you. So this is where I stopped before the network logged me out. Then lastly, we have our recommendation, observations, and conclusion. Then you add your references in case you got the picture you used for your documentation. I'll be explaining all this with my documented project. So the first thing I want to show you guys is an example of what I mean. Now, this is a project I documented. It was a dashboard on sales performance analysis. Now, because this was me learning how to use Excel, learning how to document, I needed to create a project. Vendy does not exist. I created this using Canva because I wanted to give the users, the readers, context. Now, I gave like a brief introduction of what Vendy is. Oh, they are a leading supplier in beverage and food industry, offering a diverse range of products. Now, how do I know this? In the data set, I saw beverages, I saw sauces, I saw dairy products and preserved goods. Then, to a wild consumer across multiple regions. All this, I got it from the data sets, okay? Then, this was my introduction. I wanted to examine the data across various dimensions. Oh, this mic is mute. Okay. Then bring in my goal for this report. I wanted to highlight trends and opportunities that will help the business grow. My problem statements, this was me writing out my problem statements. Oh, they want to understand their sales performance, their product preferences, their regional market dynamics. They want to drive growth. They want to enhance customer satisfaction. Then I stated my objective. Now, I wanted to help them identify top performing cities and regions. I wanted to help them analyze their product performance by their different categories. I wanted to access sales trend over time, and I wanted to evaluate their salesperson performance. I also wanted to understand their customer purchasing behavior, and I wanted to highlight their star products and leading categories, all of that. Then I did a data overview. I wanted to give my readers a feel of what the data set looks like. Oh, I had my order ID, I had my product name, I had my category, unit price, and all of that. And I explained what each column was for. So this particular one, I explained how I calculated it. In our case, we calculated for day of the week and months. So this is where you explain to your users how you got your calculated fields, what each columns consist of, what each column is for. Now, what is the story of the data? This is where you tell your data story. Now, this particular one tells a story of their sales across different countries. It shows which products were sold, how many were bought, and how many were shipped, and which salesperson handled each sale. Now, this is for this data set. This is where you are going to be explaining the story of your own data. Who are the key stakeholders? So we have the sales team, the logistics department, senior management, and all of that. Now, which industry does this my analysis belong to? And what value really bring to the industry. Now, the insights from this analysis is going to help them refine their sales strategy, enhance shipping logistics, and improve overall customer satisfaction. Now, this is where you're going to explain the methodologies you used in this data set. What did you use? Did you use Excel? Did you use Tableau? Did you use Power BI? And all of that. Did you use SQL? Did you use Python? This is where you're explaining all of that. How did you collect the data? Oh, I collected it from Kaggle. How did you clean it? I checked for duplicate values. I checked for missing values. I checked for incorrect spelling. Then you explain how you created your pre-analysis board. You can also take a picture of your pre-analysis board and you paste it. I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Then, how did you analyze your data? How did you use pivot table to summarize it? This is where it comes. This is where all that comes into play. How did you visualize this data? Okay, and what are your insights from your analysis? So first things first, you bring out your chart one by one. This particular explanation is for this my chart here. And then you don't just put the image like that. You want to explain. Oh, this is a bar chart showing my top cities by revenue. You bring out another chart, you explain. You give like a brief description for the chart. You do this for all your charts. Then at the end, you say this is your comprehensive chart representing your total analysis. So this is, the complete chart. Then because you are a data analyst, you want to write out your observations. What did you observe? Oh, this person is the lead salesperson. She generated so revenue and she's outperforming others. Now, what will the company do with this type of information? They might want to increase her salary. They might want her to host a session where she teaches others what to do so that they can be better and all of that. They might want to give her bonus so that every other person has the zeal to do more, or so there's some sort of competition between salespersons. Now, this is where you list out your observations and your recommendations. So at the end, you conclude. Now, in your conclusion, this is where you can also make references, or you can say, oh, in future, we can collect more detailed information like customer reviews, so that this will help us improve shipping methods and focus on customer needs that can lead to better results. So you want to make sure that you are referencing which other analysis can somebody else build on this your analysis. Then, and I think that's all. Then you add your references. For example, if I've taken this picture from the internet, I want to reference it. Oh, I got this picture from so place on the internet, right? You also want to add your references. Oh, I got this data set from Kaggle. That is what you put in your reference, where you downloaded the data set from, if you downloaded it. And if you used any picture that is not yours, you want to reference it in your reference section. Now, if I'm going to write an introduction, about this project we just created, this Adidas project, I'm going to say something like this. Sorry, I wrote something. Yeah. So I'm going to start like this. I'm going to say, Adidas is a well-known brand in the sportswear industry. And like many companies, they need to understand how well their products are selling and what is driving most sales. Now, with people shopping more online, new fashion trends, and different buying habits, it's important for Adidas to know what is working and what is not. Now, in this project, you want to emphasize that you are looking at Adidas sales data from different retailers. And my goal is to find out which product sells the most, which stores perform best, and what time of the year do sales go up and down. Now, by analyzing this data, I want to help Adidas make better decisions on how to market products, manage stock, and improve profits. Now, I'm going to write my problem statement. Now, despite its strong presence and partnership, Adidas faces a key challenge. Now, this is you stating the problem they are facing and where you come in as a data analyst. Now, they face a key challenge, which is identifying which product line, which sales channel, which retailers are driving the most value. Without clear visibility into performance drivers, it's difficult to plan promotions, manage inventory, and prioritize high-margin items. Now, this is where you come in as a data analyst. Your analysis aims to answer which products and categories generate the most revenue and the most profit, which retailers and channels perform best, and how do sales trend vary over time and location. Okay, so you've stated the problem that Adidas is facing, and now this is you telling them where you come in as a data analyst. So my objective was to identify top performing retailers and products, which sales partners are generating the most revenue and profits. I wanted to analyze their product category performance. I wanted to find out which product categories are doing well, are giving us the most sales. I wanted to track monthly sales trend. I wanted to compare retailer performance. I wanted to explore sales by different channels, and I wanted to highlight our star products and trends. I also wanted to help them I wanted to help them make data-driven decisions. So this is where you do your data overview. In our data set, remember, we had different columns. We had columns for retailers, columns for product category, unit price, and unit sold. So this is where you explain what each column was for. And now this is where you tell the story of your data. Now, if I was going to write the story of this data, I'm going to say, this data tells the story of how Adidas products performs across different channels and retailers. It helps us understand which products are the most popular, when people tend to buy the most, and which retailers bring in the most revenue or profits. Okay. Now, there was something I forgot to add. Here, you're going to put, before this introduction, you're going to put a very nice heading. Okay. A very nice heading, number one. And then you're going to add either Adidas logo or something that has to do with Adidas. Okay, you're going to add the image here before you put your introduction. So let's continue. Story of the data. Now, this data tells the story of how Adidas products performed across different channels and retailers. It helps us understand which products are the most popular, which people tend to buy the most, and which retailers bring in the most revenue or the most profits. And by looking at this data, we can uncover key business insights such as which product to promote, which sales channel to invest in, and how seasonal trends impact sales. Now, these findings can help Adidas improve its sales and marketing strategies while strengthening relationships with retail partners. Now, this is how you tell the story of your data based on the project we worked on last week. Then you mention your key stakeholders. Number one, we have the sales and marketing team. We want to help them. You, the data analyst, wants to help them identify high-performing products and plan promotions. They want to know which product to promote and which one to leave behind. You want to help their retail strategy and partnership team to analyze retailer performance, and you want to help them plan better collaborations. You want to help the executive leadership you want to help them gain high-level insight into profit drivers and growth areas. So how can this now bring value to the business? It's going to help, your analysis is going to give Adidas a clear view of what drives sales and profits across its retail channels. And by using this insight, the company can better manage inventory, plan marketing campaigns, and boost overall sales performance. So this here is where you explain your different methodologies, right? So it's going to be like your task to complete this, okay? You add your different charts, you explain the different charts just like I did here. So for each chart, for example, for this chart now, you explain, oh, top cities by this. This chart shows this, and this. It shows that revenue. This is where you explain, okay? Now, this brings us to one of the most important things we are going to do today, which is how we can document on these 3 different platforms. I mentioned that you are supposed to open an account with Medium, Datascienceportfolio, and GitHub. So we're going to be learning how we can upload on we are going to start with Medium. So Medium is very easy, right? You open your Medium account and you just click on Write. Now, once you click on Write, it opens up like a fresh page for you. Now, this is where you want to put the title of your documentation, or Adidas performance. This is where you want to put in your title. Now, this is where you want to write your whole documentation. All those things we mentioned, you want to write it here. Now, let's say you want to bring in your charts. How do we bring in our charts? So I'm going to open up my project and show you how we can bring in our charts. Now, while this is opening up, if you have any question, you can use the chat box. I'm going to be looking at it soon to explain your questions. So you can bring in your images using this plus sign. Where are you bringing the image from? You click on this and it opens up your file manager, and you can click on the image you want to bring in. Then for your charts, you're going to be bringing in your charts one by one and explaining. So it's a whole lot of work. Now, if I'm going to bring in this chart, I'm just going to select this and do Control C, okay? Then I go back to my Medium and I Control V. So Control C, Control V, you paste your charts and then you write your write-up or explaining the charts, okay? So the subheading for this chart is going to be total sales by product category. You write total sales. So there's a whole by product category. Now you can make this bold. They have like some formatting options. So all you have to do is highlight it and the formatting options will come out. It's limited, by the way. So you can make it bold, you can increase it, you can reduce it. Yeah. So you explain it and give your explanation. Oh, this is this. Main Street Footwear has the highest. It has made a total sales of 208, this, and all of that. Okay. Now, when you are done, you want to bring in your final dashboard, which is what I did here. When you are done explaining all this, you want to bring in your comprehensive dashboard. You want to show them, oh, this is my comprehensive dashboard. You come in here and you say, oh, comprehensive dashboard. Now, to bring this in the same way you did it, you just click on this plus sign, click on this, and you bring in your dashboard. So this is how you bring in your dashboard. Now, you want to explain what is happening here. So you can say, oh, this is where you type in the caption for the images you're bringing in. You say, this is a comprehensive. Once you are done, you just press enter. And then, so you want to make sure that you're explaining your images. This is a comprehensive dashboard that shows Adidas sales 2020 to 2021. You write that here. Then you say this is a chart that shows the total sales by product category. You write that as the caption here. So this is how to bring in images and how to do basic formatting on your Medium. So you just click on create, and then you have this editor here. Once you are done, you click on publish. So as soon as you publish it, they'll give you like a link which you can copy and submit. You can post on your social media and tell people when you post your project, to say, oh, this is my project, and this is where you can read more about my analysis and all of that. So now that we are done with Medium, I want to show you how to, first you have to log in, or you log into your Medium and then you see create. You click on create, you do your write-up, and then you publish. They will give you like a link where readers can view. But since I've not published, it's going to be in my drafts here. Okay, saved in my draft until I publish it. I'm the only one that can see it. So you might not complete it, your documentation in one day. You might do half today and come back to it next day. So this brings us to data science. So for your data science, you want to sign in. Now you want to add your profile picture, your name, about you, your different links. But that is not why we are here. Why we are here is to teach you how to add your projects to data science portfolio. So the portfolio is not really portfolio, it's portfolio.io. Now, when you get to this place, so because you've not posted on your data science portfolio, it's going to be bare, okay, unless you've posted there before. But to add projects to your portfolio, you want to click on this plus sign here. You might not have edit project since you don't have any project on your data science portfolio. You want to click on this plus sign here. So when you click on this plus sign, they'll ask you, oh, do you want to add a project? So I'm going to write the name of my project. I also like it to be the same name I give my Medium. I like to do Medium first. Then data science portfolio, I'll just say, oh, Adidas, so just give it your dashboard name here, right? Then you describe the project. This description here is very limited. So you want to make sure that you summarize it. So what's the summary of this project? Or this dashboard is, somebody is so muted. Jacob. Okay. So you want to give, you want to describe your project. You want to write, oh, which skills did you use in this project? Oh, I used data visualization. And I used Excel for this project. Now you want to add the link to your Medium, okay? The link that Medium give you, you add it here. The link that GitHub is going to give you, you add it here. This is for people that use Tableau, okay? You can also decide to add your link to your LinkedIn, your post on LinkedIn. So if somebody should find you from the, if somebody finds your project first on data science, they should be able to reach out to you on other platforms. Now, your preview image, what is preview image? Preview image is something like this image you are seeing here without opening the project. That is your preview image. So what do you want to choose? You might want to choose something interesting like a picture of Adidas that you downloaded online. So you click on choose image and you pick the image and then you save. Now, as soon as I save this, I'm going to see it here. So it's going to open up this other one here, content editor. So you scroll down and you can see that my Adidas project. So I'm going to say add full project write-up. So I just created the project name. I just created like the project, but I want to add content to it. So I'm going to click on add full project write-up. And for this place, you will not be able to just copy images just like I did with Medium. So to be able to do this, I'm going to right click on follow this guide. So this their guide opens up on my browser. While we're waiting for it to open, I'll write my write-up. I'll write my title. So for data science portfolio, you don't need to write too much. Your title, your problem statements, your objective, your dashboard, your final dashboard, your insights, your observations, recommendations, and conclusion is fine. So you don't need to write too much in this data science portfolio. You can, but I do not think it's necessary. But let me show you how to add images. You cannot do copy and pastes for data science portfolio. So you open this your guide. In this your guide, they showed how to add images. Now to add images, this is them explaining how to add images on their site. To add images, they said click on this, open this postimages.org. So I'm going to copy it and open it up on my browser. Now, when you open it up on your browser, the instruction said, upload your image by clicking on choose image and then copy the direct link, which is what we are going to do. So this is what it looks like. You can copy the image. You can just drag the image and put here, but let's just do it this way. So I'm going to click on choose images and then I'll click on my image, which is this dashboard here. I'll open it up. So it's going to upload. So once it is done, they'll give you like different links, but the one we are most interested in is direct link. So I'm going to click on this. It shows copied. Then I'll go back to my data science portfolio where I wrote my dashboard and I'll do Control V. Now, as soon as I do Control V, you can see my dashboard here. So I copied my direct link and I posted it here. Does anybody have any questions? Somebody's mic is unmuted. If you have any question, leave it on the chat box. I'll be attending to you soon. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Okay. So now, do we have any questions on how to add our project to Medium or how to add our project to Data Science Portfolio? How to add our images and all of that. Glory, your mic is unmuted. So now that we are done with this part, let's move over to GitHub. I just saved this one for the last because it has a lot. So when you open your GitHub, you should have something like this, okay? It might not be like this. I edited this profile myself. So, but you be on your overview page. Now, when you click on your overview page, which is your landing page, to add your project, you want to click on repository. Now, when you click on repository, it's going to open up. And to add our project, hold on, why my own is coming up. Okay. So once my repository, I click on it, you can see this orange stuff underneath here. It shows that I am on my repository. Now I want to create a new repository. I'm going to click on new. You can see this button here, new. I'm going to click on it. Now when this opens up, this is where I'm going to give my repository a name. Repository is just like a folder on GitHub. Now, I forgot to do something before doing all this. I forgot to mention what these things are. So let me explain what these places are. So we have already seen it, but yeah, where you can document your project. We have different platforms for documentation. We have GitHub. Now, the reason why GitHub is nice is because it shows professionals that you can store your code and documents using GitHub. Now, GitHub helps you to understand version control. It also helps you to collaborate with others on a project. Now, data science is also a free platform for you to showcase your portfolio. You don't need coding skills and all of that. So I shared the links for all of this, which I shared for you to create your accounts on each and every one of them here. Then Medium is more like a blogging platform that helps you write articles explaining your project step by step, and it is great for storytelling. So I forgot to mention this before showing you how to do this, but now that we have done that, let's go back to what we're doing. Somebody's mic is unmuted. So we want to, hold on, please, let me unmute this person. Let me mute this person instead of mute. So yeah, now we are done with, we're on GitHub. So GitHub helps you with collaborating with other people. I'm going to show you how. So this is, after clicking on new, it opens up this page for you. Create a new repository. Now it's asking you, what do you want to be your repository name? So I'm going to say Adidas. So you have to make sure that you are consistent with the name. So whatever name you choose for your Medium, I like doing Medium first because Medium is like the one where I'm going to do like a whole lot of work, is lengthy. If you do your Medium, if you're done with your Medium, you'll be able to, you can easily take your projects to GitHub and Data Science Portfolio. So you want to give it a repository name. So let's just call it Adidas Performance. You can give it another name. This name I did not think of this name, but yeah. So for me, because I have different stuff here, you don't need to do this. Yours by default is going to choose your name here. Okay. So me personally, I have to choose ownership. But yeah, just make sure that your name here is showing here as owner, and then you add your repository name. Now, when you are done, you want to give a description for your project. Oh, this is Adidas dashboard that shows blah, blah, blah. This is where you're explaining it. So you're explaining your project, what your project entails. Now, here they're asking you, do you want it to be public or private? Private means I'm the only one that can see this project, and whoever I decide to add on the project. Okay. Do you want to make it public? Do you want to make it private? I want to make it public. Okay, now this is the most important part. We want to add a README file to our GitHub. I'll be showing you what a README is. So you check this box, okay? And then when you are done, you click on create repository. Let's go through it again. The first thing you want to do is give your repository a name. You want to make sure that your name is showing here, which is going to be your GitHub username is showing here. You want to describe your project. This is optional, by the way. You want to describe your project. Now, this box will most likely be unchecked. You want to check the box because you want to add a README. It is on this README that you are going to be explaining your project, documenting your project on GitHub. Now, you can see there's a brief explanation here. This is where you can write a long description for your project. Now, once you are done, you want to click on Create Repository. Now, when you click on Create Repository, it creates your repository for you. Somebody's mic is unmuted. Jessica. Shoma Jessica. So now you've created your repository. You can see the name I gave it, which is Adidas Performance. You can see if you added a description, this is where your description is going to be. Okay, me. If you did not add and you want to add, let's say you forgot to write a description while you were creating your repository, you can easily come here and click on this settings icon here and you describe the project. Oh, this is an Adidas, just write a description and then you write save changes. It updates here. Okay, so it has updated here. This is an Adidas. That's what I just wrote now. Now, this is like the most important part. You want to add your project, which is your Excel file. And in our README, we cannot just do copy and paste. So how we are going to add this, this is the README. So the README we checked, that box we checked for README, this is it here. Okay, I'm going to be coming to that part, but I want to show you how you can add your project first. Now, there are different ways to do this. You can use Git bash to push your work, But the easiest way to do this is, sorry, let me take this thing down here. Okay. So I'm going to click on add file. And when I click on add file, I'm going to do upload files. Now, when I click on upload files, it's going to open this stuff up for me. Now, there are two methods. You want to drag the file and dump it here. Just drag it from here. Just drag. No, just drag and put it here. Okay. Or do you want to choose your files? Now, I'm going to do choose your files. I'm going to click on this. And it's going to open up my file manager, and then I'm going to click on this, where is it? Okay, this. Now, as soon as I do this, it is uploading 101 files, meaning I added just one file. Okay. Now I've added my Excel file. You can see that it has this XLXX, so showing that this is an Excel file. Now, once I am done, I also want to add a screenshot of my dashboard. I'll be telling you why you need to add a screenshot of your dashboard very soon. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to click this. This is a picture of my dashboard, and I'm going to click open here. Now, it shows that I've added my Excel file and I've added a picture. Now, once I am done, you can add, this is optional. You can add a commit message explaining what you did here. This is optional. So I can say I added my, this is just you explaining what you did for this commit. This is what we call a commit message. So you can say this is optional. You can just click on commit and it's going to commit. And then you're going to say, I added my Excel file, okay? Then you click on commit changes. As soon as you click on commit message, it's going to say, oh, this is going to take a few minutes and all of that. So you can see your Excel file here, and you can see a picture of your dashboard. Now, this is where you want to, sorry, let me close this up. Does anybody have any question? Any question, any question, any question, any question, no question. Okay, let's continue. So now I want to show you, how different documentation, how your documentation looks like on GitHub. So your own might be white. My laptop is on dark mode, so everywhere is just dark, but yours might be white. Like everything might just be white. You can change that somewhere on your settings. You can move to dark mode. I'm trying to open a project so you see what documentation on your GitHub repository looks like. Now I'm going to open one project up. And while we're waiting for that, the way you write normally, hold on, let me open this one. Okay. So you just click on it and it opens up. So while this is opening up, I'm going to open my ChatGPT. Now, I'm opening this because I want to show you how to format your text for GitHub. I saved this one for the last because it's a little bit difficult. So let's say this is my dashboard. This is how your GitHub repository your GitHub README should look like, right? I'm going to show you what it looks like. Then I'm going to show you how the formatting looks. So you don't just write text like that. There's a way you format your GitHub README. We call it Markdown language. But yeah, so for your GitHub, you want to add on your README, you want to add your title, an image of your dashboard, an overview. You can call this your introduction or just an overview. The objective, the tools you used, the steps, your insights, and where you got the data set from, and a link to your comprehensive technical reports. Now, this link to your comprehensive technical reports is a link to your Medium. Now, you can also add, oh, if you found this project helpful and you want to collaborate, feel free to contact me here. Now, you see the way this text is looking, formatted. Somebody's mic is on. Can we leave our mics muted, please? Now, let me show you what it looks like. This is the one we created, right? To edit this README, you click on this pencil here, edit file, you open it up. Now, once you open it up, it will open up your README for you to edit, okay? Now, if I write normal text like this is my project. This is the way it looks. So you can click on this preview to see what you just wrote. Now you can see how it's looking on my editor. It's on a separate line, but on my preview, it is on one line. Now this is where that formatting comes in. The project you just saw, this is what the formatting part looks like. If you want to create like a very big subheading, you use hashtag in front. So because this is going to take like a whole lot of time and a whole lesson, you can easily just write out what you want to write and ask ChatGPT to write it for you or convert it to your GitHub README. So ChatGPT is going to add this hashtag, double hashtag, line break, double hashtag, images. But let me show you how to add images, okay? Now, for you to add images, the first thing you want to do is you want to this image you just added, which is this one, dashboard.png. You want to right click and open it up on a new tab. Now, once it opens up on a new tab, it's going to show something like this. This is your dashboard, okay? The first thing you want to do is you click on this, your edits. And you click on this. Hold on. Now, this is divided into two. You want to put an exclamation mark, then you open brackets like this. Now, inside this bracket, you want to write what you want the users to see if they are not able to view your image, which is my dashboard. And then you want to open a bracket after this like this box, whatever. Now, inside this bracket is where you post your link. Which link are you posting there? You come to this, your GitHub. Remember, you open your dashboard on a new tab. You copy this here, Control A, Control C, and you paste it inside these brackets. Now, as soon as I do this, I can now delete this, sorry. As soon as I do this, I'll click on preview. And you can see my image here. So this is how you add images on GitHub. Exclamation mark, this box bracket, I don't know what it is called. Then you open up your bracket. So we have exclamation mark, bracket, this box looking bracket, and then your normal bracket. So you paste the link inside this one and This dashboard will only show if this link is broken. Let me just remove something here and preview. You see that because I removed that, it's showing that text here, dashboard. Okay, so if anything happens and your link is broken, it's going to show the text inside this part here. But we already have the link, so there's no need for our link to be broken. I'm going to do Ctrl+C and I'll paste it inside here. You want to be very careful that you're pasting the right thing. So I'm going to delete this first and then paste. Okay. Once you do that, you preview. Now, for your formatting, hashtag with a space means you want this to be very, very bold. So this is the way our Adidas performance looks, okay? If I want it to be smaller, I'll put one hashtag in front. It's going to be smaller. If I want it to be very small, I'll just put 3 hashtags, you know. This is a whole course on its own, how to format GitHub README. Yeah, so you can use these 3 hashtags to add subheading, okay? But then your title should be one hashtag space, and then your title name. So one hashtag for your title name. Then let's say we want to add our overview. We can use 3 hashtags. So once I click on preview, you can see our title name, which is very bold. And then when we scroll down, you can see our overview, which is smaller because we used 1 hashtag for this and 3 hashtags for this. So this is the way you add images, okay? So you want to also add, what else do I have here? You have your title, you have your overview, your objective, the tools you used, your key insights, where you got your data set from, the columns in your data sets, and then a link to your technical report. So how do you add links here? To add links, here, you just do the same thing here, okay? The same box here, and then your link here. Now, to create bullet points, you just put dash. For example, let's add our insights. I'm going to write 3 hashtags, insights. Let's say my first insights. Oh, Adidas sold 3,000 products, okay, in so months. Let's say this was my first insight. You can write many more. So this is going to show as bullet points here. So if I scroll down, you can see my bullet points here. Now, the next one is how to add links. So I have published my article and I want it to show as a link. So I can just... Cynthia's mic is muted. So please keep your mic muted. Now, to add links so that it is showing like this here, you want to do the same thing, the same way you add images. Where's my stuff? Okay, here. So you just copy this one here. The only difference between this and how to add images is the exclamation mark. So as soon as I paste, I'll write what I want the viewers to see, which is I'll write, sorry, Ctrl+A. I'll write link to my documentation. Okay. Now here is where you want to add the link to your Medium. So you've published, and let's say Medium has given you a link. So let me get the link for this one so we can just use it for this class. I'll click on share and I'll click on copy link. Now I'll come to my work here and I'm going to clean this stuff here and paste it here. So Ctrl V. Now on my preview, it's going to show link to my documentation. But because it's showing on this same line with this my insights, I'm going to cover this with asterisks. So once I put asterisks here, this is a whole course on its own. So I'm just trying to give like a brief explanation as much as I can. Or to make things easier. Okay, sorry. This will work. This should work. So, but if it's not moving to the next line, you can use hashtag. This one is just to make it bold. So you can use 3 hashtags so that it's going to be on its own separate line. So as soon as I preview, it's going to be on its separate line here, okay? So once they click on this, it takes them to your documentation. So because I've not saved this, it's asking me if I want to save before going to this. I want to save first. So when you are done with all your adding your whatever, and you are pleased with the preview, now this is where you now commit your changes. So you click on commit changes and it will ask you, it will bring this pop-up here, your commit message. So you can give a description of what you did. Oh, I added my project documentation. So you scroll down and you click on save changes. This green button, save changes. So once you are done, this is your project. Okay. So once you click on this Adidas performance link, you can see your README. You can also add links here. You can click on this to add links to your website. Let's say you want to add links to your Medium documentation. You paste it here, and then you click on Save Changes. So if I decide to add a link here, let me just add a link here so you see what it looks like. Let's say I decide to add a link. Let me just add this link here. Sorry, I'm going to add this link here. So I'll add this link to my Medium here. Once I paste it, I'll put save changes here. You can also put your LinkedIn posts for this Adidas performance there. So you can see how it is showing here as a link. So this is how you upload your projects, so we've learned how to create a repository. If you don't understand, I think you just have to rewatch this lesson, okay? But if you have questions, you can ask. Do we have questions on the comment box? No, okay. Okay, Osato in battery, so okay. So we've learned how to upload our project to GitHub, how to add images, how to add links, how to create a repository, how to add README too. Now, if you're going to submit, if somebody is asking for a link to your project, so sometimes you work on a very beautiful project and people ask you, oh, can I get the link to your data sets? Now, instead of sending them the link to Kaggle, you can also send them this link because you uploaded your data set here. You can just come here, right? So you want to make sure that it's just the name of your project that is showing here. There's no README attached to it. If you want to know how to do that, just click on this Adidas. This is a link. You click on it to get you here. Then you copy this link here and you send it to the person. So here, the person can download your data sets and, I don't know, collaborate with you, work on the project and all of that, So this brings us to the end of today's lesson. So I also have some recommended resources here. Let me explain what these resources looks like. So you want to learn about Excel basics. This is a free course that can teach you more about Excel. and you want to learn how to document. So this particular one, this one is free. This particular one is paid. And in this documentation guide, she taught you how to prompt, she taught her readers how to prompt ChatGPT to give you, to document properly. I think AI, I don't know, I don't know if it is ChatGPT to be very specific. So she taught you how to prompt, she's going to teach you how to prompt AI to document on different, how to post your project, how to document, how to post it on LinkedIn, how to post it on Twitter, different platforms. She mentioned all of them and the prompts. So you see that two people will prompt ChatGPT and they'll get different replies. So this is why prompt engineering is a course on its own. If you give ChatGPT the right prompt, it's going to give you the right answer. So this is a guide that shows you how to do that. Then this one shows you how to, this is a free course that shows you how to clean dirty data samples. Jesus, dirty data samples. So this is a free course. Then this is the guide I shared in class on how to document your work. And then this is a very useful resource if you are into data and you want to learn more about Power BI and the rest. So these are the recommended resources. I'll also be sharing one for how to format your README, GitHub README. And this brings us to the end of this class. Thank you so much for joining. Do we have any questions? So I'm going to be sending in while we're waiting for questions, I'm going to be sending in the attendance form for you to fill while we are waiting for anybody that has questions, okay? So I've sent in the attendance form for today. You want to make sure that you fill in the attendance form before leaving. If you can't fill it, please let me know. And yeah, so this brings us to the end of the class. Any question? Is there any part you do not understand? If you can't access the form, please let me know. Peculiar, your mic is muted. Do you have a question?
No, sorry, that was a mistake. I didn't.
Oh, okay. So we are done for today. If there's no question and you filled in the attendance form, you can leave the call. Thank you so much for today. So sorry about my network earlier. Yeah. We have questions. Okay, you're welcome, Peculiar. Thank you. You're welcome. Yes, somebody's asking if there's a difference between documentation and pre-analysis board. So your pre-analysis board is just to give you direction. Yes, this recording will be shared, Ijoma, on the YouTube. So the difference between documentation and pre-analysis board is documentation is broad. So you're explaining your whole process, but pre-analysis board is just to give you it's more like a guide. So you don't just have random charts on your dashboard. You want pre-analysis board is just to give your work direction. Or what is your goal for this project? Or who are the people that are going to benefit from this project? But documentation is just walking your readers through the process, how you got the data set, what the data set is about, your insights, your recommendation. Pre-analysis board does not have all this. Okay. Joseph, what link are you asking me? You're welcome, listen. What link are you asking me to share? Is it to the recording or to the attendance form? Can you unmute? If you can. You're welcome, Noella. So if you're welcome, Moini Oluwa. I hope I got that correctly. Yes, attendance link. I just resent it, Victory. Please let me know if you can access it though. You can leave the call now if you have filled the form, attendance form, you can leave the call. And if you don't have any questions, you can also leave the call. No, it's not the client that is going to give you direction. So you have seen this. Sometimes the client doesn't even know what they want, okay? You have seen the data sets. The data sets we analyze just has to do with their sales, okay? There are different things you can analyze for Adidas. You can decide to analyze how you can make their logistics better. So that probably that data set for the logistics will contain the different logistics they used to, the different forms they used to get their goods to their customer. So this particular data set we worked on now, if you look at it, you can see sales there, you can see quantity. So you just know that obviously we are looking at how they can make more profits, how we can help them make more profits. So one data set, every data set has like the problem it can solve. If you want to solve another problem on how the goods can get to the consumer, you need another separate data set for that. Now, it is the columns you have in your data set that will give you direction on where you are going to. Now, this is where you now make up your peer analysis board. Okay, since I have sales, since I have different retailers, somebody's mic is on mute there.
Hello? What you said here, 2-1.
Is this person, please? Michael. Okay, so now we are done. Sorry about that, Ejire. Now, you've seen the columns in your data set. This will now help you create your pre-analysis board. Okay, since we have sales, obviously this is they're looking at how they can make more profits. Peculiar is raising a hand. So they're looking at how they can make more profit. Are they making profit? Are they making loss? Who are the people making this loss? Who are the salesperson doing this? So it just depends on the columns you have. The data set is what is going to guide you. That's why the first thing you're supposed to do is to look at the column heads. What is the story of this data now? What is this data set what story is it trying to tell me? So I hope this answers your question, AG. If it doesn't answer, you can also unmute and let me know. Peculiar, you can unmute your mic and ask your question.
Okay, thank you very much. My question is not necessarily, it's not really about what we taught today, but it's still about like when you were, it's from last lesson.
Okay.
Can I go ahead?
Yes, you can.
Okay, so I think it still has to do with like, because I'm trying to learn how to use Sheets more, like Google Sheets. So I noticed that once I download or when I get a data set from Cargo and I upload it to Google Sheets, it looks as if my column header disappears. I don't know, is it something that is peculiar with Excel, Google Sheets, or is there something I'm not doing correctly that I'm supposed to like?
No, sorry, I did not get your question. You said you downloaded from Kaggle and you did what?
Yeah, and because when I downloaded from Cargo, I have to upload it like the CSV file. I had to upload it to Google Sheet, like import it to
Google
Google
Sheet
Sheet.
or
But I noticed
Excel?
that sorry, I'm talking about Google Sheet.
Okay, so Google Sheet has limitations, okay? Google Sheet has limitations. That's why people stick to Excel. And I think one of the things Google Sheet does not have is slicers, right? So there are so many things you can do with Excel that you cannot do with Google Sheets. Google Sheets is mostly for, okay, you've created a form and you want the data from the form to go to the Google Sheets and you want to clean that data, just quick cleaning. Maybe some people did not get their names correctly. You can use Google Sheets for that. But for creating dashboard, because you have like so many functionalities that you want to add that you need to create that dashboard, you want to use Excel. So I want you to try opening your data set that you downloaded, open it up on Excel. When you open it up on Excel, save that data set, convert it from CSV to Excel sheets, okay? So how do you do that? You click on Save As, and then there are different formats you can save as. So you click on Excel. So once you click on Excel, you save, and then you clean that data with Excel. Now, when you clean with Excel, you create your dashboard with Excel. It's better than when you do it with Google Sheets. Google Sheets has like its limitation. Okay, did you get that, Peculiar?
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
If I have
so
more questions, I'll send you a message.
yes, you can reach out to me if you have more questions. If it requires us to share screen, you can also share screen and then I'll guide you. Do we have any more questions before if you fill the attendance form, you can go. Somebody has on the chat box. Is the work of a data analyst to provide the pre-analysis questions, or you are, so the pre-analysis board is not for the stakeholders. Now, I want you to know that most stakeholders, they are very busy. This question is from Cynthia. They are very busy. So they just want insights. They don't have the time to, unless you are talking to technical people. When I mean technical people, I mean people that are data analysts just like you. Okay. So let's say you are reporting, depends on who you are reporting to. Now, a businessman doesn't want to start hearing about your pre-analysis board. Your pre-analysis board is just for you to guide you so that you are not, your dashboard is not all over the place. You are not creating dashboard for profitability, creating inside one, so that in one dashboard you don't have profitability, the one for expansion. It just helps you to give you, the data analyst, sharp insights. They don't even have all day. They just want sharp insights. So the people you might be showing your pre-analysis boards to are, if you are presenting to a data analyst, right? You want to walk them through your process. You want to show them that, oh, you actually know this thing. Then you can now walk them through your pre-analysis board. So it actually depends on who you are talking to, who you are presenting your insights to. Stakeholders, business people, they just want your insights. Oh, this is what I found out. This is what I'm recommending. That's all they want. Glory, here is attendance form. I hope I answered your question, Cynthia. Okay, you're welcome. So any other questions before we go? We should be rounding up in 1 minute. So any more questions? Any more questions? You can leave the call if you have filled the attendance form. I'll be sharing this one more time before so thank you so much for today, guys. It was very nice meeting you guys. So bye, everyone.